Good morning and welcome to beautiful Pickett, Wisconsin on this October, I don't know what the date is. It's an early October day and it is a spectacular day. The weather is beautiful. It's a little cool. It's starting to feel like fall now. It's probably 51 degrees. Bright, brilliant sun right in my face, which is spectacular. And I've got an engine on the stand here that we're going to do a run on. This is an engine that came in a package deal that I got on Facebook Marketplace. It's a Evolution. It has the designation Alpha on it, but it's a 46NX. But it was part of one of those deals back 15 or so years ago that when they were selling these already attached to an ARF plane, and this came off a P-51. In fact, you can go watch that Facebook Marketplace video of mine and see. And I also did a quick look video, a separate quick look video on this engine. So what we're going to do today is, this is the first time I've ever run the engine. It's not a new engine, believe me, from the sludge that was in the crankcase. It's not a new engine, but the piston was perfectly clean and shiny. It looked brand new. Maybe it was run 3 or 4 times, I don't know. But I've got some 5% castor based nitro fuel here. It has an OS number 8 plug that came in it when I got it. The plug looks like it's fine, but I'm not entirely sure if the filaments are all still properly oriented, but it looked like it was glowing fine. And this is the 3-bladed prop that came with the engine on the kit, and I believe it's a 10-4. So this will be the first time in many years that I've run a 3-bladed prop, and that means I have to remember to set my tachometer to 3-bladed also. So let's prime this engine, fire it up and see how she does. Okay, I did my standard carb setup procedure on this thing prior to coming out here. I just have to dig this piece of paper towel out of here that I put in here to keep the garbage out. Let's see how she takes a prime. I've got this needle valve open 2.5 turns from fully closed. Well, it takes a prime real well. I thought it would be more than enough to fire it up. Just for the giggles of it, let's see if it'll start by hand. Let's prime it some more. I did just have it apart and it was clean, so that's usually a good time to make sure it gets a really good prime. Well, I've got it primed good now, that's for sure. my bad. I leaned it out too much there. Not as familiar with what a three-bladed prop should sound like. So it looked like it was maybe peaking at about 8,200 RPM with this. So this is a completely different thing for me. Just not used to three-bladed props at all. Okay, I think that's about enough with that prop. I'm going to put a two-bladed prop on here and see what other ones I've got. Okay, I did two things. I put a real prop on here. I put an APC 10.6, and I took this baffle out of the exhaust so that we can see what it really sounds like. See if it starts to sound like a real glow engine by any means, because I was not impressed with the throttle response. I wasn't impressed with the way this thing sounded. I've never been all that impressed with these Evolution engines anyway. I think they're the most pussified engines that were ever made, especially when they start putting these training wheels on there and all that stupid crap. So let's give this thing another chance to redeem itself. Sounds like an engine now. So we got some low speed adjustments we need to make here. I think that was starting to sound like it was tending towards the being too rich perhaps. So let me see if I can lean it out just a hair here first. At least it sounds like a real engine now. What's with that? I need to get it just running and let's let it sit there and idle. Let me see how its response is. Okay, so there you have it. I got a half a smile on my face. This is not a bad running engine, and it actually sounds like a real engine now if you take that stupid baffle out. All these stupid restrictions. Whatever. But, I mean, it's not a bad running engine. It starts, runs well, has good transition now that I've reset it. Not a bad running engine at all. I don't know what more I can say. You saw how it ran. It ran really well. It turned this 10.6 prop over 13,000 RPM quite easily. I didn't go to try to lean it out any more than that. It had a nice plume of smoke exhaust coming out even at that setting, so it could possibly be leaned out a little bit more, but I don't know that there's any need for that at this time. But really, these engines, when they have the training wheels on them, on the throttle, barrel, and then the high-speed needle, as I said, these are the most pussified engines I've ever seen in my life. And I understand why they did what they did, because they coupled this with an airplane, and it's marketed to people that don't really know what they're doing, and they want the new modelers to stay in the hobby. So they have to try to make stuff as simple as possible, because they know people's attention spans now are very short and they don't take the time to actually learn how to do anything. So they're trying to do it all for you. And I understand why they do it, but I don't agree with it. I think if you're going to get into this hobby, you need to actually do a little research and take your time and learn how to do things, and just quit expecting instant gratification, because that's just not what this world is all about. But this engine isn't bad. I'll see what I can do to make some more interesting runs with it, but I think taking that three-bladed prop off and taking the baffle out of here were two wonderful things that actually turn this into a decent running engine. Okay, here's a quick bonus run of this engine, the Evolution NX46 or 46NX, now with the same tank of 10% cool power that I just ran my Super Tiger G40 on. And let's see what this thing does. This thing was hitting over 13,000 pretty easily with the 5% fuel. Let's see what it does with this. Maybe this thing will hit 14,000. Okay, like I said, that was a short run, particularly because the exhaust started coming off.